Mingles with Kraken, number 20. Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. I have three things I want to talk about today. First item on the agenda is we'll talk about the back issues and what's going on with that and the plan of attack on that, on how we're going to deal with that, which is prohibiting me from doing any solid riding these days. The second item is we'll give a quick update on what's going on with the resurrection of the 21-year-old Vespa ET4. And the third item is we're going to do a solid giveaway at the end of this video. If you stick around to find out to the end, you may win something that might be worth it to you. Let's get to it. In one of my previous updates, I spoke about what's going on with the back. I finally got to see the spine surgeon 6 weeks later after making an appointment, and he recommended immediately an MRI so he could assess the plan of attack. We had that MRI done just the other day, and they managed to squeeze me in at 6:20 in the morning. It's in Charlottesville, about an hour away. I had to get up at 4 a.m. to have that MRI done to get on the road and down there in time. What my spine surgeon determined from looking at that MRI, I'll share a couple of pictures up here, is your spine is the information nerve network to your entire body. And there's a part that's getting choked out. I'll show some pictures up here. I drew some red arrows on it. Pardon how crude they are. It points to where it's bottlenecking, and that is cutting off the communication to my legs, in his opinion. What he's going to do is clear out that fluid and open up that reservoir through there to get that information flowing properly. The second photo is looking from down above, and that black area that I have the arrows pointing to, he's going to clear out as well as remove the fluid in there. And that is looking at the choke point from down above. And you can kind of see what's going on there. The good news is that's outpatient surgery. I should be able to get in and out and back home the same day. The exact prognosis is severe stenosis of the back lumbar. The actual procedure is called compression surgery, so I guess it's relieving compression. That's my best uneducated guess. Recovery time is set to be around 6 weeks. The good that we're hoping for this procedure to produce is within 3 months get some usage of my left leg back, and within 6 months get some of the usage of my right leg back. We will find out, and I will take you along on that journey. The total length of the procedure is only 2 hours. After that, when will this surgery take place? His nurse who schedules all the surgeries is on holiday and will return back to work on Monday. I expect to get a call on Monday setting that up. His best guess would be late September. So this is going to happen next month. And then I'll be recovering over the winter time, and hopefully come springtime and riding season, I can get back into it. Two things I want to bring up on why I share about my back surgery or back issues that's going on. Anybody that's stuck around my channel, there's no filter here. You get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whatever it is, I just report the news. This channel is not about all rainbows and unicorns. It is the reality of life. And what I hope to do by sharing my journey is inspire other people that have challenges to move forward and find resolve, adapt and overcome, and stay in the wind. That's my personal goal. Whether that helps anybody out, I do not know. If it does help you out, let me know in a comment down below. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm just kind of pissing in the wind here. So what's going on with the Vespa? Well, on the Vespa ET4, I'm waiting on parts. I had a batch come in from Amazon of just some generic fuel hosings and things of that nature. I'm waiting on the parts from Scooter West, and I'll break down. And I have a spreadsheet going that I will share with everybody as the cost of this resurrection of this bike right down to the penny, including shipping. So hopefully it'll give somebody an idea of what they're getting into if they want to march in that band on bringing a scooter like that back to life, or a Vespa. One other side note, my spine surgeon used AI. artificial intelligence. And this is fascinating because the whole world is pushing back on AI. You know, they're going to take over the world with computers and eliminate humans, whatever. There's all sorts of conspiracy theories. When you Google a problem that you're having, saying, I'm working on this carburetor on this ET4 Vespa, here's the challenge, how do I fix it? Google will search everything and come up with its best guess. If there's only one person that commented on a forum on how to address that issue, it may not be correct. And that's going to be artificial intelligence telling you some bad information. I have run into it on many occasions. So do not trust artificial intelligence. Do your research, do your due diligence to get to where you're trying to go. You Google the same question and look at where it draws its information. So why is my spine surgeon using AI? He's actually teaching. He's on the ground roots level of teaching AI for future back surgeons. And he's providing this information in extreme detail, feeding it to AI so that other doctors can take a look at somebody else's MRI or whatever tools they have to diagnose and ask AI, how would you fix this, after they've come to a conclusion on how they need to remedy or surgically fix this problem. And AI will draw from this information that my spine surgeon is contributing to and creating a pool of information for AI to refer to as a balance and check for other surgeons. That's fascinating. That's a good use for AI. I applaud my doctor, and I thought that was noteworthy and worth sharing in all this current state of affairs where people are pushing back on AI. Thought you might find that interesting. So the next video on the ET4, I'm going to power wash the engine area and get all the gunk off of it as I'm waiting on the parts to come in. Then we're going to pull the carburetor, tear that down. I'll probably do a separate video just on the carburetor because that's kind of involved, and go from there. So we're going to be hot and heavy on that here in the very near future. Now let's get to the fun part, the giveaway. What I'm giving away is pretty much a brand new HJC i80. This particular color scheme is called the 𝕉𝕠𝕜. It's a modular helmet that you can open it up to a full, a wide open, so you can drink your beverages, whatever, on your trip without having to remove your helmet. Now I'm going to remove all the comms out of this. This is not coming with the giveaway. It should be noted that I have an action camera mount attached to the chin bar of this helmet. It's specifically designed for the HJC i80 from the company Chin Mounts. And Chin Mounts has pretty crappy double-sided tape, so I actually silicone it on. Whoever wins this, if you don't want that, silicone is easy to peel up and remove without harming the finish on the helmet. So let me know whoever wins that. It comes with everything you see here, plus a 𝕒𝕗𝕉𝕠𝕒𝕥 face shield. That's $70. The price of this helmet was $300. It's been worn for 1,000 miles. I hate it. That's why I'm giving it away. And trying to sell a used helmet is like trying to sell used furniture. You're not going to get much for it. I'd rather just give it away and hopefully help somebody else. The bad news is it only comes in extra large. No, I do not have any other sizes. So if you have a big head, look at HJC's website, look at their measurements to see if it'll work for you. And if you would like this helmet, you have to comment down below, I'm in. That's it. If you don't type in, I'm in, you will not be entered into this contest. I will say I got caught in a terrible rainstorm in this helmet, and the first detent to open this windshield is like 3/4 of an inch. It let a lot of rain in the helmet, so because of fogging. So if you decide you want to go with this helmet and you ride in inclement weather, I strongly recommend you buy a pin lock. It will serve you well. So hopefully we'll have a few people that want to receive this helmet. I will ship it to you anywhere in the world. In the lower 48 United States, it's free to charge to your doorstep. If you live in Hawaii or Alaska, Puerto Rico, or other countries in the world, All I ask is that you split the shipping with me, and I'll be transparent and show you what the shipping is. Even if it costs $50 to mail it somewhere, that's getting a pretty much brand new helmet and a face shield for it for $25. So that still works out to be a win for everybody if you are so inclined. I hope a few people post down below, as we'd like to find this helmet a home. It sure is better than what I started with when I started riding, and hopefully there's a rider out there that could use some gear to get going. And we have many more giveaways coming up in the near future. I'm going to get back in the swing of that, get rid of some gear that I'm not using that may help out some person on too. And you know what?
I know what I like, baby, I like you.
Go riding because it's good for you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Just fly right through. We'll get high as the kite in the afternoon. Cause I know what I like.